The early few days after the baby is born is fragile for the milk-making process to get started. There are some things that can get in the way. Moms are urged not to give formula unless it's medically indicated because it will affect her milk production. Moms are also urged not to give pacifiers or artificial nipples that can cause babies to suck the wrong way or to not feed often enough. This too can affect her milk production and cause her to have sore nipples. Medical and professional organizations the world over agree mother's milk is perfect for babies. Every golden drop is packed with nutrients that only the mother can make for her own baby. Starting formula too soon gets in the way of a mother reaching her breastfeeding goals. It can cause mom to make less milk. This is because in the early days, how much milk mom makes depends on how much of her breast milk is removed. When the milk is removed by the baby or the mom expresses it by hand or with a breast pump, that signals her body to develop more breast tissue and receptors for her milk-making hormones. When formula is given, however, it slows down this process, and mom may not make as much milk. When moms worry about whether breastfeeding is going well, giving formula is not always the solution. Sometimes giving formula can make matters worse. If there are no medical reasons to give formula, moms can try other real solutions to their worries about whether baby is getting enough. If the baby does need milk, it's always best to start with mom's own milk first, and then use donor milk from another breastfeeding mother before considering formula. Here are just a few ways to help make sure baby gets plenty of milk from mom. One thing moms can do is to be sure and offer both breasts to the baby at each feeding. Let the baby nurse as long as he wants to on each breast. He'll fall off on his own when he is done. Mom can also ask the nurse to show her how to compress her breasts while the baby is nursing. This helps her release more milk to the baby and help it flow faster. Moms can also hand express her milk after feeding and giving it to the baby in a spoon or a dropper. Mom's Champion can help feed this to the baby. This gives the baby a little extra milk from mom. Don't be surprised if baby cluster feeds. Cluster feeding just means that the baby eats several meals back to back. Because baby was used to tiny feedings very often in utero, it's really only natural that they might want to do the same for a while until they get a little used to a different way of eating. Finally, get help. Ask the nurse to observe the mom feeding the baby. Her nurse can show her ways to be sure the baby is latched well and removing milk. Babies do like to suck. It's one way they get used to the world around them. Sucking also releases hormones that make the baby feel more satisfied. However, when babies suck on artificial nipples like pacifiers, it's much harder for caregivers to spot their baby's feeding cues. Delaying feedings by giving a pacifier just means the baby now has to wait longer to get what he wants. And when he's not able to show feeding cues, he can become agitated and frustrated that he can't communicate what he wants unless he cries. In addition to avoiding pacifiers, remove any mittens that might be on the baby's hands. Baby needs his hands to show his hunger cues. Baby also uses his hands to self-soothe. If the baby becomes fussy even after feeding him, mom or her champion can rock the baby or hold him skin to skin. In addition to issues with pacifiers, bottle nipples can also get in the way of breastfeeding. The milk flows faster from an artificial nipple, and this can make the baby very upset when he goes back to the breast. Baby often sucks incorrectly at the breast because he was getting a nipple that worked differently before. This can cause a mom to get sore. If the baby needs extra milk for a medical reason, it can be given to the baby in a dropper or a spoon. Mom's Champion can help feed this to the baby.